And I remember my first event that I held for real estate agents. I like on mine, man. I would say without question, the hardest thing is putting butts in chairs.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The content's easy enough. I mean, 'cause, like we have content like in our membership. I'm sure other people do too. You can Google. Heck, you could go buy a book. What's that book? Gary Keller,
Yep.
The Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
Hmm.
Fantastic book. So you can go on there and just grab great information and teach a class on that. It just is getting people to know about it and getting them to show up. That's it's hard. And I think doing them online is still good. Like
Yep.
I think that's great. I think it's real great. But boy, there's nothing like belly to belly, is there? There's nothing like a live class. As much of a as challenging as they sometimes are, they just flat out work. How about you?
Oh, 100%. And it's that personal relationship because the whole reason why we're doing the event is to get referrals from qualified agents. And it's easier to get referrals afterwards when you've met them in person and you've got that relationship and you
Mhm.
can just ask, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you could date online, which I guess that service is available apparently. Or you could date in person, right? Which one are you gonna, you know, enjoy the most, kind of thing. So anyway, so I'm talking today with Chris Johnstone over here at the secret headquarters. Um, so you had a guy,
Hmm.
this guy was in Texas, was it?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And he did a real estate class. Um, tell me about putting butts in chairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it was an event. It was a to-do. So he went out and got a hall and catered and, food, alcohol, invited all of the, other people to be at the event from the community around the
Which, by the
outside.
way, which by the way, if you're going to do it at a hall, not a hotel. If you do it at a
Yep.
hotel, they're probably going to make you promise X amount of rooms.
Yep.
And man, you don't want to do that. Like if at all possible, you want to avoid that. Whereas a hall, you usually pay for the hall, and maybe they have catering that you have to use theirs, and maybe you can use your own. But boy, stay away from the. It's been my experience. Stay away from the hotel. So anyway, so he rented a hall. Food. Did he have other speakers, or was he the speaker? Did he have other speakers, or what did that look like?
He had other speakers, which
I like
was
that.
actually something that I took away from the event as super powerful because um, it was all local service-based businesses that the realtors would use and get value from. So the home appraisal service, the home staging service, the photographer, the appliance repair, super popular,
Of course, yeah. Why not? Right? Yeah, I never thought of that, but yeah, as soon as you said it, I went, well, of course.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, had all of that lined up, called us in a state, I would say, because we were 15, 16 days out, and he had everything organized, but no butts, no registrants,
Ouch.
zero people
Oh,
registered for the event.
that's scary.
Might have been a
You know,
handful.
you know what's worse? You know what's worse? Hey, if nobody showed up, whatever, right? If three people show up, dude, that would be so awkward, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And and another aside I took from that event is it's actually better to do small events, 10, 15, 20. The whole personal relationship thing,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. So yeah, and you know what? Thanks for you actually corrected me. Um, yeah, if I've invited six and three show up, totally cool.
yeah.
If I've got this hall with 250 chairs and three people show up, very weird.
Yes,
Very weird. I've
100%.
I've never
And
actually had that happen, but it's always it's every time I hold an event, we've sold out every event, expect the ones you and I do together. Literally, I've never had one not sell out.
yep.
And if we do another one, I'm still like, oh God, what if three people show up? It's just that
It's
that fear of somebody not showing up for my birthday party kind of thing.
That's it.
Hmm.
And totally unjustified. We got 427 realtors registered for this thing in less than 14 days. And
427
427, yeah,
in a 14-day period.
yeah, well,
So what
actually,
happened? What happened? This guy call you up and say, Chris, dude, I'm in trouble.
yeah,
I got all these vendors showing up. I got all these speakers showing up. I paid for the hall. I got the booze. I got the food. I got zero buts. Help.
yes, yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. And so our promotion, I think grand total start to finish was about 8 days because we had to shut it down because the hall had a capacity limit. And for the amount of people that we had registered, we were over capacity for the hotel. The last event that you and I and Steve and the incredible team put together, they had to bring in a whole extra row of tables at the back of the event. So here's how the numbers broke down. We had 427 agents registered in 8 days ish. 183 of them attended, but it was actually more than that because one agent would show up with six of their agents. So like the broker would show up and they would bring that would count as one person. So I think we put over 200 people in the room for this event.
That's actually a
And
high
so,
show up rate. So just
uh,
as an FYI, I have found if I charge something,
yeah.
and it really doesn't matter what.
Hmm.
So Diane and I did some interesting. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you. So Diane and I did some tests and this is, dude, we're going back when I first got started, right? So we held an event, and this was for loan off. What you and I are talking about is for realtors, but loan off, same thing. It's human beings, right? They
Yeah.
could be plumbers, and the numbers would be about the same. So when we held a free event, we found about half showed up.
Yeah.
So we do an event, and we have a sponsor paying for it, and so it's a free event. You get 200 people register, 100's going to show up every time. You have 20 to register, 10's going to show up. You have five to
Yep.
register, you're going to have two and a half person show up every time, right? Interesting thing, whether we charged $1,000 or one time we did as a test, we charged, it was some weird number like $17.13, some obscure weird number. I don't know why, it's just the way my brain works, right? So $17. The show up rate is 90%. Charge
Wow.
$1,000, 90%. $17, 90%. It's funny that like that little financial commitment, which in
Hmm.
that case we said the reason why we had a weird number, it was said if you buy you pay for your lunch, you pay for the printing of your material, I'll do the event for free, right? But you pay for those two things. Those two things added up to $17.36. They actually added up to about 50, something like that. But we were just trying to prove concept of can you charge even a stupid low number and people still show up at 90%? And the answer is yes. So on this one where we had a high amount show up, was this a free event for realtors?
Free event. Yep.
That's amazing that he got that high of numbers.
Yeah. Well, it's about half. You know what I mean? It's just a huge
Oh,
number.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You said 427 showed up and about 427 registered, 200 showed up. Okay, that's about half.
About half.
I,
Yeah.
I misheard for a second there. So, isn't that funny? About half.
Hmm. Yeah. And so true to what you said. If you run a free event, which I think if you're putting realtors in a room
Oh,
and you're doing
free,
an education class, it's
free.
it's free. What do you think?
It's 100. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Just expect half to show up.
Yeah.
Be prepared for 60%. Don't be put off as a 40%. By the way, we found a couple of things to increase that,
Hmm.
and just a verbal commitment. So what we do is like the day before, we'd
Yep.
call them up, and so like on ours, we just had sandwiches, and we had turkey, ham, and veggie, and plenty of all three, right? But the day before, somebody in my office would call up and say, "Hey, attendee Chris, this is Bob over in Carl's office. Carl said he's looking forward to meeting you there tomorrow. And he wanted me to ask you, did you want ham, turkey, or vegetarian sandwich?" And when we found when you said whatever, doesn't matter what it was, vegetarian, whatever it was,
Yep.
that we had a higher show up rate because they made a commitment. Well, Carl's made me a sandwich. I need to show up for it, kind of
Yep.
thing. Like I'm back in the kitchen making sandwiches or something. I don't know. But we found that gave us a pretty good bump when we did that. But I agree 100%, do them free. Frankly, the charging the $20 or $30 isn't going to make a difference of anything anyway. And if I can turn that attendee into a referral partner, dude, that person's worth like 30, 40, $50,000 a year for me.
Yep.
I'm not going to put a barrier of $20 between me and $50,000 or $30,000. So
Yep.
agree 100%. So you did a free event, 427 registered, about half show up,
Yep.
free, and you had 8 days to do it in.
Yes.
So how'd you do it? There's a question. How'd you fill up that many? Dude, I want to hear this. How'd you do it?
So, step one, qualified agent list.
Oh,
And
100%. Only invite agents that can actually refer to you. And so agents that are, and our Chris, our definition of qualified is 8 buyer sides or more in the last 12 months, right? Kind of thing.
yes.
So only send the invite out to the qualified. Now, are some non-qualifieds going to register and show up because somebody shared it with somebody? Of course. Are you going to let them in? Absolutely. Of course. You're not going to be a jerk, but that's not who the invite goes to.
Yeah, and you save money on the bouncer that way, and you don't have to go through the fights at the front door and all that good stuff. It's great.
Yes.
Let everybody in.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Rule number 1, don't be a jerk.
That's right.
Yeah.
So on this event, because we were going so big, what we did was we took a drivable area. So we said, okay, we're only going to go, 45-minute drive time around the actual event venue, and we put a very low barrier because we wanted the list to be as big as possible. So they had to have at least closed 2 loans in the last little bit.
Wait, not loans, but 2 deals. Two
Deals.
sides.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay,
That's
okay.
important. So 2 buy sides. So
now
we
so
got
you lowered the qualification a little bit,
right.
right? Okay, but they were closing deals.
That's right.
Okay, got
And
it.
if I were to do this all over again, which we have members doing now, I would only go to the qualified list, and I would even take it maybe one step higher and go, hey, 8 buy side transactions or 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are the people you want on the list, and take the event size real small. Just like you said,
Couldn't agree more.
let's get 6 registered and 3 show up. That's a phenomenal.
Couldn't agree more. Let's talk about that just for a second. So the perfect size meeting,
Ooh.
I would say I got 2 in mind. 2 different numbers. I would say 12 or 30
That show up or register?
show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 or 30.
Why 30?
Because 30 gives me a chance to at least say hello to almost everybody.
Yep.
And because as they come in, like I can meet and greet them.
Yep.
I'm just thinking. I'm thinking that meeting room that I used to own down in Dunedin
Yes.
sat 30 people, and dude, it worked. Like it just really worked, right? It really worked, and it gave me a good amount of people to follow up on. I never thought of it this way, but that's the exact number that we pick for Thor's Hammer. Calling real estate agents, adding a group of 30 at a time. Was very effective.
Yeah.
How about you? What number would work for you?
So I think 30 is the perfect number because, I would even go a little bit smaller, but I think that's because I'm a little bit introverted. So it takes me a little bit longer to get around the room. And
okay, if you're more introverted than me, you're just weird because I'm very introverted. But it's funny though, it's like I enjoy the meetings like a lot, like a whole lot. Yeah, and even like the largest crowd that I've spoke to so far was about 5,000.
Wow.
And I felt totally comfortable doing that. And as far as smallest, well, hell, 1, and I feel comfortable. doing that for sure too. So it's funny, the meetings, like I enjoy doing. Yeah, I don't even. It's not just I don't mind doing. Like I look forward to them. I enjoy. And if I had to pick a favorite, well, a group of like 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Well, again, two groups. I enjoy 12, like at a board of directors type of meeting.
Yep.
With high producing loan officers. I love that's my favorite. But I'd say right up there is a group of 30-ish
Yep.
too. So anyway, all right. So probably thing we do different, number one, instead of having 200 show up where you can't interact, go small.
Go small.
Like go a
Yep.
little smaller. All right.
Yep. Easier to
So
find a venue, all that good stuff.
all right. So back to putting butts in chairs.
Yeah. So then you need an event set up. And that is literally a form on the website. And it's like, go here to claim your spot. And so we've got one inside the Loan Officer CRM. You can use Eventbrite. Eventbrite is fantastic. They actually have like an AI event builder right into it. And you can just say, I'm having a real estate agent meeting, and it will write out all the bullet points of what a great meeting with realtors would be. It's fantastic. So you can drive into a web form inside the CRM, Eventbrite, whatever. You just need a list of the people that have raised their hand and said, I'm coming, so that you can follow up. Now, the way that we filled the event so fast ourselves is we had a workflow campaign. So we had a series of 5 emails that were going out, and we hit them every day for 5 days. And it was just like, hey, this is a private invitation to come to this networking event that we're sponsoring. And here's the 3 main benefits of why you should register for free. And we're really looking forward to seeing you there. Took that list, started sending the emails out.
Okay.
And then we put a concierge agent on the phone and started making the phone calls. Just the same as the daily success plan.
When you say the concierge agent, explain what that is.
So it's somebody that we have that's a professional appointment setter that works the phone, that makes the daily success plan. So take people in your branch, or hire producers like branch managers that have a team of people and they need to set appointments for team members. So this is the daily success plan. You go through that and you graduate to the point where you're able to put more appointments on your calendar so you can stay focused on the daily. That person fills that role of making the phone calls, because the phone calls are what work and generate the results. Did I explain that okay?
You did. So you got a qualified list of agents.
Yep.
Which you can get on loanofficercrm.ai.
Yep. We include it.
Yep. It's right. It's included. Or, qualifiedagentlist.com. I mean, there's any number of places you can get it, but like whatever. But you got to get a qualified list. If you don't have a qualified list, stay home.
Yep.
You don't have a qualified. Let me say that again. If you don't have a qualified list of agents, get it. Like you have to. Without that, you're playing soccer with no legs, no arms. And I'm not like you're not going to win, right? You can't win. So you have to have a qualified list. So get it. You got a qualified list. You sent emails out to that qualified list. Here's the event that we're holding. Here's the link to sign up. Sign up here.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Again, all within, in your case, all within loanofficercrm.ai.
Yep.
All right. So I had the email going out. Then I had somebody call that qualified list. Hey, we're doing an event. Here's the date. Here's the link. Chris would love to see you there.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Got it. What else?
So then everybody that registers, confirming the day ahead of time. But I do want to back up for just a second, because we're talking more about the small event side of things. Like obviously this works at scale, but if you get a qualified list, like Carl, you've got this wonderful saying that helped change my life, and it's offers minus no's equals money. And if you're a part of Mortgage Marketing Animals, you already have the qualified agent list, and you're already sending great offers to them that you get inside the membership. This is just another offer that stacks on top of the I'm a student of success, the irresistible offer, the MoveTube offer. Like we have 6 offers preset to go inside the CRM. This is just offer number 7. So think about having that large qualified agent list, and then you're making another phone call to that list with another offer, with another thing of value to build the relationship with that agent. That's why the small event and you making the phone calls to the agents with the offer is what I recommend doing, because I think you're going to get better results, because the more offers that you make, the more money you're going to make.
No question. Funny how that works.
Right? So that is part of it. So then everybody that registers, the day ahead of time, they get a text. The morning of, they get a text message. And then there's emails that go along with that. So there's 4 messages that remind them to actually show up at the event. Again,
all built inside the system.
Yeah, all ready to go, pre-done. And then the most important part, you host the event and then the follow-up. So the event is really there to face-to-face, build rapport, frog as best as you can while you're in the actual meeting. You build that rapport, but you're doing that and you're not selling at the event, because the deals and the referrals come from the follow-up. So everybody that shows up at the event goes into your Focus 40 list. You're making your Focus 40 calls. Those are the people that were at the event, and you're just asking for them.
You're not going to follow up. Save your money. Don't do the event. Stay home. Yeah, you got to do the follow-up. So, hey, let me ask you something. What signed most of them on? Was it the emailing? Was it the phone call? I'm sure it was some of each, but did one stand out above the other?
You know, it was so funny. It was almost 50-50. Phone calls to the messages that got sent out. But you know, it was funny. We had a retargeting list going as well, and we had Facebook ads going. We didn't register anybody from the Facebook ads, but we got lots of engagement on them. So lots of likes, lots of like engagement on the social stuff, but no actual butts and seats. All the butts and seats came from either people that have registered on a phone call and got that phone call, or that got a message, and that was basically split half and half.
You know, it's so you could have done just the emailing,
mm-hmm.
and you'd have had 200 or so to register. So in that case, you wouldn't have had to had the caller call, just the emails themselves going out. But I think the calling is not a bad thing, right? Because that, frankly, I think it's a good thing to call too, because dude, hey, I'm doing a free class. Would you like to come? Like if they say no, I'm busy, no big deal. But now they recognize your name. And, you know, when you do your other marketing stuff, or maybe when you send over a pre-approval letter on a client, on a deal, and they recognize your name. So, you know, it's all good stuff. Right. So,
absolutely.
And the thing, but you know, just one more thing, not one on social media. I think people are intoxicated. And we talked about this morning on the Breakfast Club. I think people are intoxicated with, look how many views I got. Look how many followers I got. Look how many, look how important I am. Look how popular I am. And I think people are intoxicated by that, instead of how many closings did you get from it, right? And that's that can be a little bit of a splash of cold water in the face. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I fall prey to that too, man. I'll do something. I go, wow, look at all the likes and everything. And then I take all those likes and go to the grocery store, and come to find out they don't buy crap. But dude, they make me feel good. They make me feel important. You know, yeah. But I come to find out, food and gas and cars are bought with dollars, not likes or views.
Yeah.
You know, so you know that the human ego is such a double-edged sword, isn't it?
That it is.
Because I think it's good to have a bit of an ego to get you out the front door and get you to show up and have a little, spring in your step. I think it's a good thing. I do. But boy, it can sure make Carl do some stupid stuff sometimes,
You and me both, brother. But the tracking and the trackers inside Mortgage Marketing Animals and the trackers inside the CRM, it's like it shows you, here's how many leads came in, here's how many people responded, here's how many conversations, here's how many applications, here's how many actual deals processed by lead source. So you can see, hey, I got 300 Zillow leads, and I got 8 referrals from a qualified real estate agent. And you can see, oh, hey, at the end of this thing, I actually closed more loans from the 8 referrals I got from a qualified agent than I did the 300 leads that I got from whatever service. They're all great at generating leads, but you got to be able to track where the
Yeah.
actual deals come from.
So let me see, make sure I got this so far. So like in your case, you loaned in, you signed into loanofficercrm.ai.
Yep.
You went in there and said, all right, let's pick, and I'm just going to grab a city, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yep.
Right. And so I picked that city and I go, give me 300 qualified agents that are closing 10 or more buy sides in the last 12 months.
Yep.
I pull those 300, I click a couple buttons, and it sets up an email campaign to invite them to my event.
Yep.
I send that email out that's inviting them to the event. And then I import that 300 into the power dialer.
Automatically done. So when you load them into the campaign, they're automatically in the power dialer. So you just click the big green button and away it goes.
Interesting. All right. So I got my list, clicked a button, the emails start going out, click the button, the power dialer that so that all their cell phone numbers, or most time it's cell phone numbers, their cell phone numbers is uploaded into a list, and then it starts calling them for me.
Yep.
Right. I'm having the conversation, but it starts dialing them automatically one at a time.
Yep.
And leaving a voicemail if I catch voicemail
Yep.
that I pre-recorded.
Yep.
Maybe sending a text message, like having the text message sender send a text message, hey, I'm having the meeting. And then once somebody signs up for the meeting, then it has automatic reminders reminding them of the meeting.
Yep.
So I guess it basically does everything except the meeting.
That's right.
Yeah. Pretty slick, man. So dude, 427 in 8 days. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Like I don't care who you are. Dude, to be able to have 200 butts in chairs from 0 to 8 days. Dude, just think about like if I had that and you know, we're talking about meetings here, but I could really insert anything in that. In other words, coffee appointments or a mastermind meeting or like insert in thing that I want. Man, that's pretty cool.
That's what I love about the Loan Officer CRM, because every month there's a theme and it's the same qualified agent list.
Wait. So tell me about that. What do you mean a theme?
So, well, the more offers we make, the more money we make.
Yeah.
So we have a campaign inside the Loan Officer CRM that goes for an entire year, and it has 6 different offers inside of it. So month number 1, there's 4 emails once a week. Email goes out to that qualified agent list with offer, same offer. The next month it changes to offer number 2. Sends 4 emails.
Give me an example. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like offer 1, offer 2? Like for instance.
So we have the Student of Success, which is, you know, Steve's incredible scripts on I'm a student of success, you're a student of success, I'm looking for like-minded people. That
I'd love to hear your story. Yeah.
Love to hear your story. That books appointments, and a qualified appointments is great. Another one that we have is the irresistible offer. So it's, hey, top producing realtor, you've bought all of these leads from Zillow, Boomtown, wherever it is that you get your leads from. We know it takes 3.5 months for the majority of those leads to convert. I will work them for you for free, get them pre-approved and refer them back to you. Does that sound fair?
And what do you do? Just grab all those lists and put them up into the CRM where it automatically has these campaigns for them?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and it automatically converts the leads. The AI has the conversation with the leads, so you know whether they're qualified or not. It's just, it takes leads and books appointments and qualifies them on the way through. You get the application and give it back to the realtor that gave you the lead. So that's another offer.
So you just have go ahead. I'm sorry. Give one more example.
So move to. So, hey, would you like your listings on TV? Why, yes, I would.
For free.
For free. Yeah. Good. Thank you for that.
That one word is a great modifier.
Yes. Yes. But the thing is, part of converting a top producing real estate agent isn't necessarily like having the best, most amazing offer. It's about being in front of them when they have that pain point with the lender that they're currently working with. Because everybody knows when you call a top producing real estate agent, they're going to say, I already have a lender. Well, of course you do. You're amazing. And you use the scripting from MMA to get over that. But it's about being in front of them when they've got that deal where they need a second opinion or they need that advice now. And that gives you the opportunity to win the relationship. So the offers are there so that you're in front of them for an entire year so that you get the opportunity when the opportunity presents itself. Then the other half of it is everybody has different personality types and pain points. The ones that are super heavy on lead gen really love the irresistible offer of, we will convert your leads for you. But that might fall short on somebody who's a more database-based real estate business, which is a lot of them. So we have another offer that's, hey, I'll work your database for you for free and convert, and here's how we do it. Well, when you're speaking the right language to the right person, that's what creates the conversion. So more offers gives you more conversion because they'll like one of the offers more than they would like another one. And you're in front of them for an entire year. So when the opportunity to win the business comes up, you're at the top of the list. You're the name that they remember. You're the face that they remember. They've been getting calls from you consistently, which is another way you win the business. It just all combines into you being able to run a mortgage business where you get to pick the qualified agents that you work with because there's far more of them than there is of you. And the CRM allows you to do it at scale. So you get to choose the relationships and the people you work with.
I like the different offer thing, because you might think, well, gee, but this one offer, it's a no-brainer. Like you could make me an offer. Hey, Carl, for free, I'll give you the best steak dinner you ever had with a glass of red wine. Sounds like a great offer. And for a lot of people, it's a great offer. As of about 7 or 8 months ago, I'm a vegetarian.
Yep.
If you said, Carl, I'll pay you $100 to eat that steak, I'd turn you down.
That's right.
Right. So I don't want it. And I don't drink red wine. I think for me personally, I don't like it at all. Like I dislike, Carl, I'll pay you $100, drink this glass of red wine. I don't need $100 that bad. Right. There's a number I would, I get it, but it's not $100. Yep. So offering that for free, while maybe to you would be a great offer, Chris, because I think you're not a vegetarian, right?
No, I'm not. But
yeah. So for you, that might be, hey, we'll give you a steak and a glass of wine. You go, awesome, I'm in. And I'd go, no, thank you. And something else that I would say, absolutely. And you would say, no, thank you. So it's just having multiple offers to hit that, and I'm using air quotes here, right person for you that says you offer a bunch of different things. That's why, you go to a restaurant, they have more than one thing on the menu, right? Because each thing is an offer.
That's right.
And so good stuff. So dude, that sounds impressive. On the follow-up, because we all know that's where the money is. How long does this thing follow up with them?
So it goes for an entire year.
So I go to the meeting. So I got my qualified list. I pushed a button. It emailed them out. I pushed a button. It put all their cell phone numbers or most of their cell phone numbers in a dialer where it'll automatically help me dial. I hold the meeting. After the meeting, I push a button and it puts them on a 12-month campaign.
That's right.
Continually asking for the business on my behalf and having an AI conversation with them to book appointments on my calendar, which is built in the system also. Yeah. Man, it's pretty robust thing that we're talking about here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So what I heard you say, hey, what a thing we learned from doing this was maybe have a smaller meeting instead of a real big one.
Yep.
Anything else kind of rise up and said?
The money's in the follow-up.
Yeah.
100%. Taking the people that have registered for the event and didn't show up, and people that registered and showed up, you have a list of those people and you're calling them once a week. Hey, can I follow up from time to time? Time to time is once a week, and the money's in the follow-up. And following the script of just ask and being part of Mortgage Marketing Animals, being part of Call Stars, being part of the Daily Success Plan, and making sure that those people are getting those weekly calls from you and using the scripting in order to get the business. Because a lot of people will come to a free event, but these are all qualified people that have business to send to you, and you just have to stay consistent and ask for the business.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. It's that I think the biggest step is overcoming that fear of, yeah, but who am I?
Mm.
Nobody's going to want to come listen to me. Dude, I never forget. It was my youngest daughter, Alexis. I think she was about 10 when she figured out what I did for a living. And she goes, wait a minute. Are you saying they pay to listen to you? I said, because I had two, my mortgage, branch, that I
Yep.
ran, and then the training company. And she understood the mortgage branch part, right? But it was the training part, where people pay to listen. I go, well, that you might find that. She goes, I would pay not to listen sometimes, So, and she said it in love, obviously, but yeah, I think that overcoming that um, imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
Do you suffer with that?
Of course.
Yes.
I
And
think everybody does on some level.
I think the president of the United States, whoever he or she is, right? It's not a
Hmm.
statement. I think when you say everybody, I think it's literally everybody. I
Yeah.
think there's rare exceptions, and maybe it would be like a Bill Gates,
Yeah.
maybe an Elon Musk, and maybe them too,
Yep.
right? But I bet you could I bet you could name a dozen maybe on Earth, and the rest of us, and maybe again maybe them too, So
Yeah.
anyway,
The
good
thing
stuff.
that helped me through that the most was hosting the event, and then it's
Doing
the
it.
night after, and it went fantastic, and it was awesome.
Mhm.
And then you've got the confidence of like, oh, hey, I can do this. And man, you're unstoppable when you've got
Mhm.
these offers because you find the one that resonates with you, and that's where it grows. So, Carl, thanks so much for having me.
Good topic, man. Yeah, confidence comes after you do something never before.
Yeah.
Period. So good stuff. Hey, somebody wants more information about the CRM. What's the best place for them to go?
So you can actually hop on with one of our team and get a full
Cool.
walkthrough. So it's loanofficercrmdemo.com, loanofficercrmdemo.com. Or if somebody's out there and they just want to hop in, it's $297. We're waiving the $500 setup fee right now. We include the Redder qualified agent list. We include the power dialer. We include the automatic appointments. We include the AI, all the emails, text messages, everything. For me, it's the biggest no-brainer offer because we've got a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. So you can come in, try the whole thing out. You don't like it, we'll give you 100% of your money back. Keep the bonuses, keep the qualified agent list of the first month. So it's $297. Somebody's listening and they're just ready to hop in. Loanofficercrm.ai. So that's the only tricky part. Loanofficercrm.ai. Or if you want to talk to somebody, loanofficercrmdemo.com. Sorry, I gave two links there, but
It's okay. Yeah, you want to move to the front of the line, loan officer crm.ai.
yep,
And if you need more information, loan officer crm demo.com. I
you
got you,
got
man.
it.
Even I can handle those two. That was two pretty easy ones. So cool. Hey man, thanks for coming on here, and dude, outstanding story. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for listening, everybody.